morning, friends. Welcome to today's video. I started my day off by reading Redeeming Money. I started to listen to this on audiobook, but I feel like it just wasn't really hitting. Not that it wasn't good, it just like wasn't absorbing into my soul the way I needed it to. I've been trying not to buy books new and getting as many secondhand as I can. So I found a website called Thrift Books, and that's where I ordered this one from. Would definitely recommend trying to buy your books secondhand. Like, this was in really good condition and no highlights in it at all. But anyways, I read the first chapter this morning and it's doing what it needs to do. I'm really glad I ordered a physical book, especially because there's like reflection questions after each chapter. It's just so funny how our brains are operated. I don't know if you guys are like this, but it's like review and reflect, and I'm like, oh, I need to like get a new notebook. I have literally a whole bin of notebooks, but I'm like, in my head I'm like, oh, I need a cute new notebook so I can take notes on this book about money. Like, why am I like this? Why are we I'm just always thinking about like something new I need in order to do something. And it's so funny because this book is called Redeeming Money, and it's all about orienting your heart around making money changes instead of just like practical budgeting advice. So I feel like we could all use this. Let me read you a couple quotes. We think we're okay because we are able to pay the price of our pleasures, but we're not okay because what shapes our money matters is a spirit of ownership rather than a spirit of surrender. First step in money sanity is surrendering to the glory of one greater than you. So good. Had a lovely time reading that this morning. I'm gonna try filming on this new webcam that I got. It's from OBSBOT, and it's like an AI tracking camera. I don't know if you've seen people's videos where like the camera moves with them around the room. So we're gonna set it up and see how it is. I feel like it's hard when I'm trying to be present with my son to also try to film the moment, because I'm going back and forth and like changing the angle, and we're constantly getting out of shot. So this was just so perfect. Looking back at this footage just brings me so much joy. It really feels like my husband is there like filming us. This is great for what I do in my job, but I think this product would be amazing for so many different things. The way I'm personally using it is for filming and also like Zoom calls, and I also think it would be so sweet to do like FaceTimes with family with the webcam. I find when I'm trying to FaceTime my family with Legend, he's just moving about the room so much. So I feel like using this is just a way to really make the experience interactive for my family, because the webcam will follow him around as he shows them toys. And yeah, it's just made FaceTiming so much sweeter. This thing has so many cool features. One of the things I love is the body part tracking. You can set it to track your upper body, a close-up, headless, and lower body. I also thought this would be a really cool tool to use next time I go through my closet. It could be like a fun live experience to like go through my closet with you guys, and since it has really great autofocus and moving capabilities, it can kind of follow me around the room as I show you different pieces, and like you guys can help me decide what to get rid of. Maybe we could even do like a giveaway on that. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But really the possibilities are endless. I feel like you could use this thing for so many different niches. You can easily clip the webcam onto your computer, or you can attach it to a tripod. Everything can be controlled in the OBSBOT Center, which you can easily download on your computer. That's how I start doing recordings. You can do beauty mode. There's also some really easy ways to zoom in with hand motions like this. I have been having so much fun with this thing, but if you're interested in getting the webcam, I will have a link in the description. Okay, now let's chat about some books. It's time to get in to my reading reviews. All right, I feel like this vlog is gonna be me just catching you up on all my hobbies, but I feel like it's been a long time since I talked about some of the books I've been reading, and I have read a handful recently. So I thought I would share my thoughts and maybe give you some recommendations. Favorite booktuber to follow is Haley Pham, and she has been raving about an author named Farley McFarland and just loves all of her books. So I wanted a little palette cleanser because I had been reading like long fantasy series, and so I just wanted something to read in between that was just a quick read. So I read, the first book that I read by her was Just Last Night, and that one is a 5 out of 5. I really loved it. It takes place in the UK, so her writing style is a little bit, it takes some time to get used to. In the beginning, I felt like I was reading a different language, but yeah, after a few chapters, it really catches on and you get used to the writing style and it becomes like really way more easy to digest. So the writing is really well. The plot of this book has to do with losing a friend, grief, friendship dynamics. There's also a romance subplot, but it's just so good. So I would definitely recommend that one. After that, I read Don't You Forget About Me by Farley McFarland, and that one I was quite disappointed in. I really loved Just Last Night, and I was kind of confused how we went from that to this one. This book is about a character named Georgina, and she just got fired from a horrible job and then comes home and finds that her boyfriend was cheating on her. So that's how the story begins. So out of desperation, she takes the next job that she can get, and the owner's brother is her like a fling from high school, like her first love from high school. They kind of ended in an abrupt way and she doesn't know what happened, but you know, still those feelings from your first high school love linger on. So it's just about that dynamic and kind of uncovering some things from her past. I give this one like a 3 out of 5. So if you want to go through some of her writing, and maybe don't make this one your top priority. Then I read the first 2 books in the Powerless trilogy. This is more of a fantasy, and it is about Peyton, who is a ordinary or somebody who doesn't have any like special gifts, and then the elites, who are the prince and his brother. Kit is the prince and the brother is Kai, and Kai is the, I forgot the word for it, but basically he's the one who persecutes ordinaries and is putting them to death. And so it's just a storyline about that. I found the first book quite hard to get through. I really didn't love the writing style. It was kind of a bit annoying to read, and I felt like you do switch POVs from Peyton and Kai, but it was really hard to distinguish who was talking. Like their personalities like weren't very distinguished in the first book, and so I always had to go back to the beginning of the chapter and be like, wait, who am I listening to right now? So yeah, I didn't really love the writing style. The plot was decent, but not the best fantasy plot I've ever read. The second book definitely picked up a little bit. The writing got a lot better, and I enjoyed it more. I will read the next one that I think is coming out this week, or maybe it already came out, just to finish off the series, but I wouldn't say it's like a highly recommended fantasy series in my opinion. And there has been no spice, so I'm assuming the last book would have no spice as well. After Powerless, I read Mad About You by Farley McFarland, so I'm just sticking to all her books. But if you guys have any other authors that kind of write more adult fiction romance, let me know. I do like YA romance too, but I don't know, sometimes it's nice to just feel like you're not reading a high schooler's journal. So I read Mad About You. I did really enjoy that one. It's definitely not as good as Just Last Night, but I think Just last night had that aspect of grief in it, which made it, you know, which made you get way more attached to the characters and way more emotional. Let me see if I can find a synopsis about what Mad About You is. Okay, so Mad About You follows a wedding photographer named Harriet, and she goes to a wedding and the groom calls off the wedding right when the bride is like getting out of the car. And then Harriet, a couple of weeks later, calls off her engagement. So it's kind of about those two characters coming together in some sort of way and kind of processing through both of their ended love affairs. That one I would probably give a 4 out of 5 stars. It's still quite enjoyable, and I feel like I read through them pretty fast. I feel like I can finish them. I only read for like 30 minutes before bed, and I feel like I can get through these books in about a week, maybe a few days, depending how invested I'm in. But yeah, those are all the recent books I've read. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations in the comments. Okay. More open. Hot. Put it back. Dippy. Hot. Put it down. Okay, it's my work day today. Me and Kyle were doing like marriage cards the other day, and one of the questions was, what is something you want to do in the next 6 months? And I said, I want to sew a pair of pants, and I already have the pattern picked out and cut out. I've just been waiting for the time to do it, so I thought I would do it on my work day today. I am doing the Lane Pants by Sydney Graham. She has patterns available for purchase, and then she also has a YouTube video that like takes you through the process. Fabric I'm using is this like cotton gingham, and then it has like these like crinkled stripes within it. I thought these would just be a really great lightweight pant. Honestly, the part that I least look forward to is like cutting out everything, and this is like my first more advanced pattern that I'm doing. Like you've seen in other videos, I've done like a stocking with a pattern. I attempted a shorts pattern like a few years ago, but those did not go well. So yeah, this is my like big attempt at a pattern. But I'm really glad that there is a YouTube video because I think that's going to be super helpful for me. My first mistake. I should have looked at all the pattern pieces. Oh wait, where did it be this for? Because this one says to cut on the fold, and I cut the pants like around the fold, so there's not much fold left. But I'm also wondering just this part needs to be on the fold, which I think I'll be able to do. Yeah. Oh wait, okay, maybe I didn't make a mistake. But anyways, note to self, look at all the pattern pieces first. I think what you're supposed to do is lay them all out. Maybe I should have done this on the floor and laid them all out in the beginning, but I kind of just did it freely, which was not a good decision, but I think everything's gonna work out, so let's keep at it. Okay, I think I attached the pocket correctly. Honestly, this part was kind of confusing. I feel like in the video tutorial, she doesn't just like reiterate exactly where you're supposed to sew. And so I had to play it back on like a really slow speed to like rewatch the video like 5 times to try to figure it out. So I'm hoping this is right. Now I need to attach this pant leg to our back piece, which is right here. Concerned. I made a big mistake and I don't know how to fix it. So we have the pants together, but one, I must have attached them wrong because one of the pockets is like here and then the other pocket's inside out. So I must have attached these pieces wrong, but I swear I double checked them and both the pockets were facing the same way. Okay, but like how do I fix this? And I just sewed this whole inseam and that took me like 20 minutes because I was trying out a different stitch. So basically this side is the right side of the pant, so I don't even know how to fix this. I feel like I would need to undo this entire seam and then maybe undo another seam too. Ugh, maybe I'll post on my Instagram stories and see if someone can tell me where I went wrong. But I think we have come to the end of the day. It's 4:20 p.m. and I need to make dinner. So I think maybe I'll just like reset the office and clean up a little bit and maybe finish these pants another day. Who am I kidding? I wasn't gonna finish these today anyways. I feel like there's probably still a ton more steps. I have to add the waistband, the drawstring. But I literally made it so far without like with only one minor mistake, and now this seems just like a huge mistake. So hopefully someone on Instagram can help me. it is a new day and I fixed the pants. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe how much I had to undo to fix them. I must have made the mistake pretty early on because I had to seam rip. Well, I ended up just cutting most of it because seam ripping takes quite a long time. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut the entire seam off and re-stitch it. But anyways, it is fixed. The pockets are, you know, everything is right side out, inside out, whatever. So we're gonna finish these today. I'm a little bit worried with how much cutting I did. Like, I just know so many seams are like gonna be uneven, but I'm hoping because it's such a like flowy pant that when the construction is all said and done, it will be very forgiving. So, pray for me. Okay, I tried to learn how to use the buttonhole, but honestly today is not the day for me to learn a new skill. And I have an old machine with no buttonhole setting, and so I just don't know if the buttonhole foot is gonna work with my machine. So I probably spent 30 minutes just trying to figure that out, just to decide to make my own like makeshift buttonhole with the zigzag stitch, which was way easier.
It's very knit looking, but this one I wanted to be very crochet looking, and I have all of this yarn, like leftover cotton yarn that I learned with, and so I want to use up some of these extra.
It is the next morning and the pants are officially done. They turned out really cute. I feel like you can see the colors and textures of the fabric in this lighting a lot better. But yeah, I feel like these are my like perfect drawstring pants. Like, I would love to continue to make the pattern in a bunch of different fabrics. I feel like they'd be really good in a linen, maybe some gingham linen, but I've been saying I need some more colorful pants in my wardrobe, so instead of buying new pants, I can sew them. Although I will say this process took me so much longer than I was anticipating. I feel like once you get things nailed down, it would probably be like a 4 to 6 hour project. But this was over a span of like, this probably took 10 to 12 hours. But I did make mistakes, so maybe if I hadn't made those mistakes, it would have been half the time, I don't know. But I know once I like start learning how to do it and get kind of more memorized, the process will be a lot faster. I feel like my only thing I would change in the next one is making a longer drawstring, because when it's untied, it just goes to about there, which I feel like, I don't know if it's too short. You're also supposed to knot the ends of it, but honestly it looked really funny with the knotted ends, so I just sewed the ends. But yeah, I just feel like it might be a little tiny, but overall, highly recommend. and this pattern. I just love that it has pockets. Okay, I am so happy I have finished this project. Literally, my neck is so sore from like sewing the last couple days. It's crazy. I must have had like really bad posture throughout this sewing journey, but hope you enjoyed following along. And a reminder, if you're interested, if you feel like you have a really good use for the OBSBOT webcam, don't forget to check out the details in the description. I love you guys, and remember, Jesus loves you more.